Serious, what is your deep dark secret that you need to let off your chest? Genuinely feel alone in the world. Don't feel like I connect with any of my peers or co-workers. Don't get invited out to social gatherings. Or have anyone randomly text or call to do something. Half of it's intrusive thoughts. Half was a series of life events that changed my normal life significantly. I feel like people tolerate being around me but nobody actually likes me or enjoys being around me. I feel like people would rather not spend more time with me than they have to. I get along with people and I'm good at talking to people, but for the majority, I don't think they like me enough to consider me a real friend. I tried to kill myself by cutting my throat during a psychotic episode. I now have quite a prominent scar across my neck and only my immediate family know how I got it. Otherwise, I tell people it was a gardening accident. I haven't told anyone the real cause as I'm afraid of the stigma associated with psychotic illness. I am a single late 20s guy and I sometimes wonder if all my parents and friends stopped talking to me if I would really care. I have a successful and positive life. But if I give myself 10 minutes alone with my thoughts, I don't trust my girlfriend. It's not her fault. And she's always been great to me. My last serious relationship was 4 years long and absolutely horrible. I was treated like shitty and cheated on. And now I can't trust my current girlfriend just because I'm f***ed up. It leaves me constantly anxious and worrying. And I know that it's not her fault, so I just have to deal with it. This is what I call a third person problem. You struggle to cope with the feelings yourself even though you know they aren't fair. And it's not reasonable to expect your partner to manage them. So it's time for a third person. A therapist. A trusted third party. Somebody who can help you heal. After finding out I was infected with HIV as a child right before I turned 15. I suppressed every bit of my sexuality when I'm around other people to the point that even the thought of kissing someone gives me tremendous anxiety. Now that I've started working on those issues, along with my almost 20-year marriage ending, I'm terribly afraid I'm going to die sad and alone. I just want a do-over on my life. I don't feel happy where I am even though I know a lot of people would kill to be in my position and I feel like an ungrateful pain in the ass because of it. It will be a few more years before I can realistically change the way my life is, but it doesn't feel like it will be enough at this point. I just want to start over. Who I am is a facade. I genuinely don't know who I am. I'm legit just an empty shell. I become the person people want me to be. I think about killing myself every day. I didn't know until recently that other people don't think this way. It's not an active I'm suicidal ideation. It's more like I know I can always count on it as an option if things get too hard. I'm really bad at forming bonds with people. I might act like I care about people but deep down, I just want to be left to myself. I have to act like I belong with the people around me when I clearly don't. I feel like I'm just cheating everyone around me. I'm not happy. I haven't been for months. And I feel too powerless and afraid to change anything. That I've been lying to everyone the past several months that I've gotten better. Don't get me wrong, I drink less. But still a lot. Barely made it out of bed the past 3 weeks. Just incredibly isolating. I'll live. How about you, OP? I've been all alone for many years and I hate it. But I also don't feel like doing anything about it. I'm scared of the real me. I'm not an angry person generally. I rarely get mad at things. I'm not a violent guy. The few times I have gotten legitimately angry, or even just irritated, I've been told by people it genuinely scared them. Hearing that cut deep. I hate knowing that I've genuinely made people afraid. My ability to empathize with others is almost non-existent. When I'm in a situation where everyone else around me is crying, their emotion doesn't rub off on me at all. I'm more stressed about trying to make myself appear just as sad as them than the actual situation causing the sadness for others. I have an eating disorder I've managed to hide from people for 8 years. Sometimes I forget it's not normal. This don't really that deep or dark. But at one point in my life, I was a really horrific person. I was angry and violent and I hated everyone, including my family. It was at this point of my life when I was the reason my mum wanted to kill herself. I look back and think what an awful person I was. I don't even think she told me this personally. I'm pretty sure I heard her talking to my sister. It makes me really guilty to know I could have been the cause of that. I haven't forgiven myself for it. And I never will. I battle against suicidal thoughts daily. But I put on a practice smile and pretend everything is fine. If it gets to the point where I can't even fake a smile, I just tell people that I'm a bit down. Or having some minor negative thoughts. Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that I know that my little sister needs me, I doubt I would be here today. I have really bad intrusive thoughts. I'm trying to get a new therapist because I just moved. But my intrusive thoughts are why I really never want to live in another place with a balcony. Not because I'm afraid of heights. Edit. Gosh. I really didn't expect this to blow up. I appreciate all your responses. I want to clarify a few things. I have OCD and bipolar too. I have been diagnosed. Have been in therapy and on medication for over a year. And I'm seeking a new therapist right now. I recently moved. Intrusive thoughts are absolutely normal, but it also depends on the scale of them and how they're affecting you. If they're causing you a lot of distress, you may want to talk to somebody about it. I've been pretty close to ending my life. Not once, but twice. I luckily don't have suicidal thoughts anymore. Something I do have now though is an illness which is deadly, so I am slightly scared and all. My ex cheated on me and left just after our 18-month anniversary and us getting our own place. I struggle every day to see a point in anything anymore. I feel I could quite happily crawl into a ball and do nothing forever. But life needs to go on. So I put on a brave face and do my daily routine, just watching the hours, the days, the months go by. I know I'll be okay. But I'm not okay right now. And I suppose that's okay. Throw away for obvious reasons. I'm living with an STD that I'm too scared to tell anyone about. I was too stupid to get help and start managing it, and I've lost the will to live or better myself in any way. This has slowly been destroying my relationships with my family and friends as I seclude myself more and more. Now I'm about to get kicked out of my place with no job, skills, or money. I mean this in the nicest way possible. But quit freaking out and immobilizing yourself. Get off your butt and go to a Planned Parenthood. They're for any gender. They will work with you on payment if that's an issue. They're extremely discreet. They're also extremely chill there. You won't be judged. Just helped. There is no reason this should ruin your life. I feel like I have a crippling loneliness that hasn't really gone away. I've never been in a relationship. And it makes me feel very alone. Especially seeing people, good friends, all getting into relationships. I get comments about how I am attractive. But I still haven't been in any relationships. Edit. Somehow, within a week of me posting this, I got the phone number of the girl I had a crush on. And we've been talking. It's been going really well and I hope it goes somewhere. Does anyone have any tips? I love my kids. But I don't like them. I do my best to teach them to be good people. But they are horrid jerks. And frankly, it's hard to be around them. I'm out of place. Constantly. Even the things I love, I feel out of place doing. People take one look at me and smile awkwardly to ease the tension. They think that my injuries make me stupid. They throw subtle insults at me because they think that I'm their punching bag and will do it willingly. In reality, I'm not dumb. I know what you're thinking or feeling just by the look on your face or by the way you shake my hand. I know that you're probably disgusted by my appearance. And I know that you're going to find the quickest way out of wherever we are so as to text your friends about the weirdo you just found. I've tried making friends. However, I can only do so online because we live in a world where appearance is everything. So I continue to be the nicest person I can be as long as there's a barrier between our faces. As long as you can't see me, you can see who I am on the inside. I'm emotionally stunted and have to take social cues on how to act. I have feelings for my old best friend, F. And I am too afraid to tell her because I don't want to risk our friendship even though the friendship is nearly dead. These feelings have been there for the past 2 years and it hurts now. Edit. Man. What a hard situation to be in. I was in your place about 5 or 6 years ago. In my case, both of us knew we liked each other. But none of us had the courage to tell the other. We ended up drifting apart eventually. I was crushed for years and left wondering if she ever felt the same way as I did. A year ago, I met her again at a birthday party. She was about to get married and I had a stable relationship after years of disastrous flings and no strings attached kind of things. We met on a bar a few days after that and confessed our mutual love. I attended her marriage a few months ago. Life's a bitch. Confess your feelings. Even if nothing comes after it, you'll feel better eventually. Trust me. I'm working on my master's degree in law. I've wanted to become a lawyer ever since I was a kid. It's really f***ing hard and sometimes I fantasize about quitting. Moving back to my small hometown. Buying a deep fryer and getting a job at the local supermarket. No more expectations. No more pressure. I wouldn't do it but God sometimes I really want to. I have no f***ing clue what I'm doing with life. I just feel like a failure at everything I do. I don't really want a woe is me pity party about it all, I just want something to finally work out in life. I grew up with pretty shitty parents and family relationships. I had a kid at 17 and now I'm a single parent mooching off of family for a few years now while I bounce from dead end job to dead end job. I desperately want to pursue a hobby as a career but have zero means of doing so and most likely won't for a very long time. If I didn't have a kid I would have probably either abandoned everything and moved across the county by now or ended up dead because of my depression. Maybe one day I'll get hit by some luck that I don't manage to FCK up but till then I just feel like I have to suffer through it. I am married with 2 kids and am generally happy. I have some leftover friends I see occasionally and have a brother I see sometimes. Other than that I no longer really have friends. And definitely don't have a best friend. I'm 31 and I feel like I don't know how I would make a new friend or even if I could at this point. I'm not lonely because I have my wife and kids. But sometimes I miss having another guy to talk to who can relate to the same issues I have in life. I have very bad social anxiety and I don't think people realize how much I truly overthink everything I say to people. I never talk about it. I hate my job. It's not much of a secret because I've told a few people but I was sexually assaulted by my best friend at a sleepover when I was 11 and I haven't really healed since. I'd like to say thanks to everyone who responded, you've all been really nice and helpful and I feel very happy to be part of this community. That my so abuses me so bad that I hurt myself to go to the ER to let others know how bad he is treating me. Have you told them? When you go to the ER, that your so abused you? Please do. Please tell someone. When I was 9 years old, finally found a girl with the exact same personality, similar life experiences, same interests not just in hobbies but also studies. The worst part? She's all the way in Canada and I'm in C. It feels really bad that life threw me some hope in me finding my partner but that hope is like crossing a galaxy. American engaged to a British citizen here. Anything is possible. 3 years ago, she traveled 500 miles to meet me. And she's sitting right next to me currently on her 8th visit. Best of luck, friend. I want to die. I keep myself up at night because I can't stop thinking about all the horrible ways me or my family could die. I recently came to the realization that my so doesn't want children due to her mental illness, and as much as it's a deal breaker for me, I don't feel like I can break it off and leave her to suffer through her depression and anxiety on her own. Sometimes I get existential crisis. Why am I a human? Why am I trapped in this body? And why this body? Why this person? Why this country? I was ARPED the weekend before boot camp, and I got a UT from it. The first week of boot camp was me in severe pain and completely mentally unstable. Having drill instructors tell me I should have been swallowed and that I'm disgusting pushed me over the edge. I told my SDI and went home for failure to adapt. I gave up the career I wanted because of it. My parents thought I was just a failure. No one but those drill instructors know the truth. The man who ARPED me is also an instructor, and would have been my superior officer had I chose to stay in. Military men are cool. I cry myself to sleep almost every other night, and to calm down I bite my fingers. I am very possessive, and my family thinks that because I haven't been getting a girlfriend I'm gay, but no, it's mostly because I don't want to attach myself too much to the point I have to know where she is 24/7. I hate this about myself. About 10 years ago, I accidentally knocked my sister's toothbrush into the toilet and never told her. I'm truly quite selfish, but I try to be generous and everything to fit in. I don't want people to not like me, but I often think to myself, so am I doing this like I couldn't give a toss if you like me or not? I'm gay and my parents hate me because of it. Your parents are teammate. I've told 2 people who I'm not even related to, but it's still pretty big. In secondary school, I was sexually abused and I let it happen because all I wanted was affection. I was touch-starved and lonely and in pain. All I wanted was for someone to look upon me without seeing the disgust in their eyes, so I just let it happen for over a year. It still haunts me. I want to get money without working. Like, I really want to just spend every day 24/7 on my computer doing whatever I want. I have a scholarship at an university and they always say, do the things you want. You should work for what you want to be. Follow your dreams and things like that. But in fact, there are things that even if you really want, it will be impossible to get to. I don't really talk about this because I know the answer. You need to work for the society so then you can get the things you want from it. There is no option where you just get what you want without working. Because to get it, you need someone to work for you and they won't work for nothing. Everyone around me has a dream of working on something they like, and I'm here really just wanting to get home and watch or play what I want. Since I know the answer, I kinda gave up on being happy. Unless I kill myself, which is not a possibility, I cannot stop working. I think I'm a sociopath. My granddad is. And my mom has narcissistic tendencies. So it's plausible. My mom has a really hard time relating to people and understanding pain. So growing up I heard a lot of stop feeling sorry for yourself and get up whenever I was hurt or cried. Don't get me wrong, I love my mom. And she did her best. But our relationship is more sister-like than motherly. Anyway, I honestly just don't care how people feel. The only thing that genuinely gets to me is when people don't like me. I have this incessant need to be liked by everyone all the time. I'm very empathetic. But it's just like a trained reaction. It feels fake. I understand how something makes someone feel, why they're hurting, and how I can help them. But I feel like Data from Star Trek training my software to be more humane. Do I actually genuinely care about anyone but myself? I don't know. And that scares me. Used to be a sex worker. I think this would surprise most people in my life. I'm probably going to kill a character in my Pathfinder group tomorrow. This dungeon is very deadly. I don't know what sexuality I am, and at this point, I really don't care. American here. I am not a patriot. Nor am I anti-American. How can PPL be proud of their location of birth or color of hair? Who TF cares? I'm not better than you because I am American. saying this out loud. In Texas, and I am a traitor. When I was 13, I lost my virginity to the housekeeper who was twice my age. I have a loose plan to kill myself by 35. I'm 31. The only thing that keeps me going is knowing that I can choose to end things before they get worse. I can't deal with both the chronic illnesses and mental health issues anymore. In a twisted way, it's made me happier about other things. I've been spending my savings on vacations, jewelry, and other things I like. It's a relief to know that I won't have to keep it as retirement money, or money for health related things in the likely event I continue to get sicker with age, genetic health issues. We're not doing fine financially. My wife doesn't understand the issue. But we're not doing fine. If not for my father loaning his money and our bank being pretty flexible, we would be out on the street by now. As it is, I can't pay our rent this month. I'm gay. Not just gay. I'm mega gay. I haven't come out to my parents cause they are very not allowing of my opinions to be expressed. I just want to tell someone. But the only people that I'm comfortable with that know are my friends. Probably because most of them are queer in some way, and everyone at my school. Shit spreads fast. A past acquaintance of mine was mega gay and he always knew it was the case. His parents didn't know. So when he'd have friends over as a teenager, if they were girls they had to sleep in the living room. But if they were boys, it was fine for them to sleep in his room. He rather liked that arrangement. 15 years ago I terminated a pregnancy. It was a failed birth control situation. I was 19 years old and working 2 minimum wage jobs. A couple of my friends know about it, but outside of those two and my then partner, I didn't tell anyone else about it. I'm grateful that I had the option because he passed away a few months later. There's no way I would have been able to handle all of that. There's no regret, guilt or shame about it. I know it was the best decision possible and have no business passing my genes to someone else. I'm angry enough about my parents doing that to me. I have a huge crush on my best friend's wife and want to bang the ST out of her. Don't. I find underage girls to be attractive and I hate that I feel this way. I don't act on it and I keep my distance from them. But it doesn't change the fact that I'm a pervert and I deserve to die because I'm a sick FCK. I think I'm like this because I was sorely abused growing up and shitty like that really FCKs a person up. Just know I'm fully aware it's wrong and I would never act on my sick perversion. I'm glad to hear that you've recognized not to act upon your lust. But seeking a therapist might help you out. I wish you the best of luck. You're not a sick FCK and you don't deserve to die. Acting, not thinking, is wrong. And the fact that you have the strength to admit your problem and to not act on it is very remarkable and admirable. I'm 28 and started having sex at 16, not by choice. All sexual partners except my current boyfriend either forced me, coerced me, or I gave into because I felt obligated. I always had a lot of anxiety around it and felt dirty and shameful afterward. I never understood why or how women enjoyed sex up until now. It's pretty hard to think about. I had plans to kill myself next Tuesday. My mind was changed. For now. My life is pointless. I'm a borderline sociopath who pretends to be human. There's no reason for me to keep existing. I have no dreams. I have no real will to live. I just keep going because what the FCK else is there? But it all seems so pointless. Given how bad everything is. I killed a red-tailed hawk who was injured without me realizing it. My family has chickens. And red-tailed hawks are known as chicken hawks for a reason. So we always try to keep hawks away from our chickens. One just landed down near our porch one day while I was home alone. And he was scaring the chickens. So I got the .22 rifle and shot him. I was already feeling bad about it, but then I realized afterwards that he was holding his wings strangely and that he was probably injured and I could have saved him and rehabilitated him if I had stopped to look first. It's my greatest regret to date. I've been telling my IRL family and friends for a long time that the scars I have on my hands are due to a surgical operation done on both my hands because of a work accident. Truth is, I was tied down, tortured and arped for approx 45 minutes by my ex-GF. I ripped tendons in both my wrists due to struggling trying to get free. I've been hiding this from everyone I know IRL. I can't work full time due to my injury. I lost friends because I have become very distant and cold towards everyone. I've been struggling with depression and most likely PTSD on my own. Mainly because I can't afford a therapist. I'm a male.